The basement mystery, my family's darkest secret. Growing up, our house wasn't anything special, just a modest home shared by me, my mom, my stepdad, and my stepbrother. But there was one thing that set it apart: the basement. It was always locked, always off limits. No kids, no visitors, no exceptions. I have one memory of being down there for a birthday party when I was around 5, but after that, it became a place of mystery, sealed off from my childhood like a buried secret. People would comment on how odd it was, but no one pressed too hard. It was just one of those things. Of course, as a kid, the forbidden basement was like a magnet. I tried everything: bobby pins, hair clips, pretending I was some kind of master spy. Nothing worked. Whatever was down there, my parents were determined to keep it hidden. As time passed, our family unraveled. My stepbrother, 4 years older than me, was always in trouble, and it only got worse as he got older. My stepdad, he fell into addiction. First cocaine, then crack. He started disappearing for days, sometimes in the middle of the most bizarre situations. Once, he literally vanished while driving in a funeral procession. Just never showed up at the church. When he came back the next day, he said he got lost. By the time I was 14, things were chaotic. My mom and stepdad had gone out for a concert, leaving me alone for the night. That's when I saw it. The key. Just hanging there on the key rack, like it had been waiting for me. I knew I had one shot, so I grabbed my bike, rode to the nearest drugstore, and made a copy. By the time my parents got home, the original was back in its place, and they never suspected a thing. The first chance I got, I unlocked the basement door. My heart pounded as I stepped inside, finally seeing the secret they had hidden for years. And there it was. Not bodies, not stolen goods, not some creepy horror movie level nightmare. Just weed. But not just a little weed. This was a full-blown grow operation, at least 50 plants. Walls had been knocked down, grow tents and lighting systems filled the space, and the air was thick with the smell of it. I knew my parents smoked, but I had no idea they were running something on this scale. At the time, marijuana wasn't legal, not even for medical use. So I guess locking the door was their way of protecting me, or at least making sure I didn't go blabbing to my friends. The thing is, I hadn't smoked pot yet, but I knew people who did. And standing in that basement, looking at a literal gold mine, I saw an opportunity. At first, I just took small amounts, nothing too noticeable. But as time passed and no one seemed to catch on, I got bolder. I started sneaking in while my stepdad was outside, stuffing my backpack and selling it to kids at school. The rush was intoxicating. Over the next 4 years, I made thousands of dollars, more than any teenager should have had. And no one ever caught me. By the time my mom and stepdad divorced, the house was gone and our lives had shifted. That's when she finally let me in on another secret. This wasn't just a one-time thing. Apparently, it ran in the family. My aunts, my uncles, they all had grow-ops just like this one. It was almost like a weird family tradition. I even worked for my uncle for a year in college, tending to his even bigger suburban weed farm. Looking back, I don't know if it messed me up or not. If my stepdad had just stuck to weed, I don't think it would have been a big deal. But the harder drugs, they destroyed him. And my stepbrother, he followed the same path. When my mom left, we cut ties with them completely. I haven't seen or spoken to either of them since. Now, weed is legal where we live. My mom still grows 3 plants for herself. I rarely smoke, but every time I catch a whiff of it, I'm thrown back to that moment. That secret, that locked door, and the thrill of finally opening it.